Hey guys, welcome to J Powell Music. Happy Friday. And I just wanted to give a really quick update on the Silvertone guitar for where I'm at in the process. Let me pull out the guitar here. Okay, so here's where I'm at so far. I put a new nut on this. I got this from Guitar Center. It's just a Tusk XL nut. Tusk XL nut. And I believe it's going to give just enough of that height for the string to be even into to keep the intonality. I'm still debating whether or not it needs a string tree because the strings are, they're pretty straight, it's not like it's pretty parallel to this part of the neck or the head of the guitar, I should say. So I'm debating whether or not it still actually needs a string trees. But I will find out on the latter half. I do have them. I just want to double check before I start drilling holes into this part of the guitar. And speaking of this part of the guitar, I actually put some tuners on here. So the old tuners are out. New tuners are in. I did realize that some of those vintage tuners, these guys are a lot smaller on the ends. So if you can see that, some of them kind of topple on top of each other. So I had to, I just kind of had to deal with it in a sense, but it looks like it's sturdy. And then these are, these have the split vintage tuners. So I think it's going to have some solid tension and keep the guitar in tune still. And then, once again, I think this is just like a nut for a Les Paul. And I think it fits really well and it's going to be enough. So as you've noticed, there's no neck on here. I'm going to tell you my game plan. So I cleaned off the neck. Sadly, I took off the pickups just because, as nice as those pickups looked, they are microphonic. So it just wouldn't make sense to use those pickups for this. But let me show you the pick guard. So the interesting about these type of guitars is that the pickups that are designed for this is where they have the bottom of them are flat. So the magnets aren't sticking out like the screws. Magnets of the screws aren't sticking out. So it would just be kind of a flat bed on the bottom. And then you see the hole here, the wiring for those pickups or humbuckers, if you will, go through the neck. And I actually did find the date, December 3rd, 1964. So that's kind of neat, seeing how old this pickguard is and how the guitar, how old that is. And it says managed by Roland Incorporated. So Roll space LND Incorporated. So very interesting history there. This is more, I'm showing you kind of a prototype. So basically, I ordered a pre-wired kit just because I'm kind of being lazy here at this point, but then also I kind of want to finish this project sooner than later, potentially use it for a gig. We'll see. Long way from that. But as far as for the pots and everything, I got a pre-wired Les Paul kit because technically that would fit for this because there's already 5 drilled holes for 2 volumes, 2 tones. And then obviously the input jack as well. And it's all in the same front. So there's nothing on the edge of the guitar or anything like that. It's all on the top, which actually there's the benefit there. Technically it's 6 holes because you have the switch hole here. So, I ordered that. That should be coming in soon. So I'll be able to wire it where 2 volume, 2 tone, input jack, and the switch. So that should be pretty quick. In theory, I should probably put some type of a tape here, like an aluminum tape or a copper tape, just to help against the magnetic interference and all that stuff. So I should do that. So I may consider doing that actually, just for that additional shielding, if you will. That's the word I was looking for, shielding. So there's that. And yeah, that should look pretty sweet. That should go in there. And then the pickups, I forgot to mention the pickups. So the pickups I ordered, they're on Amazon. They actually are they're technically the same design type of pickups for my IYV from that Rickenbacker copy. So I have an IYV Rickenbacker that I reviewed here on the show, and those original pickups before I kind of swapped it and messed it up for our park casting and all that stuff. It had these toaster design pickups, very similar to what would fit on here. So I actually ordered a copy of those. I should have just kept those pickups, but I was a moron. I threw those away. So I ordered those. They weren't that expensive. And I'm going to put those in here. And the nice thing is that the height seems to match the original pickups. So that means that there shouldn't be any issues from a height perspective as far as for the pickups. So that should be fine. And then that way, I'll be able to, the string height and everything should be the same. The only concern potentially is what is it? It's not the saddle, the bridge of the guitar. So I have this wood floating bridge that I was using for it. I may have to get a different bridge for it to be angled appropriately. So we'll see. Technically, I shouldn't have to. But that's the only conundrum potentially. But everything else seems to be in order. Once I get this wired, once I get those pickups, wire those in, should play fine. It should play fine. So very excited. I'll keep you guys in touch. Until then, J-Pop Music. Catch you guys next video.